Hello and welcome back to coverage of the Community Cup from Renton, Washington. Marshall Sutcliffe in the booth with Randy Buehler. We've got BDM in the red zone as well, scouting out other matches. You can see our feature match area. We've got Mariah Pagliocco there. Format of choice, sealed deck. Now that is my kind of Magic player. She loves sealed. Like that is
underrated.
Hardcore. Yes.
Sealed deck is underrated. It's a decent format.
Yeah. First bullet point, hashtag Team Panda. And that made me feel bad, that next one, so I'm not going to read it. First tournament,
2006
at age 9. That was not that long ago. Matt Gregory, Magic Online card set developer, so relatively new to the team.
A cube aficionado.
I didn't know that. I don't know what a gelatinous cube is.
Oh, that's awesome.
That
it's normally a
cool.
monster. It's not often the character being played by the player. So
I see. Okay.
It's a pretty clever choice.
It's a cube. So he's really a cube fan.
Indeed.
6-color decks never have mana problems. Wow.
Nice.
That is also impressive. All right. It looks like we're just about ready to jump in here.
Yeah, Matt did get one of the few wins for the Wizards team last round.
We're in.
Mariah also won her match. She took down Aaron Forsyth.
Okay, so play should begin momentarily. So, questionable on the judges for both of these. We're not really sure what they're going to get as far. We don't have any home runs here, but I don't think that either of them really copped out or just like imported some standard deck list or whatever. So it'll be somewhere in between with the judges.
Sure.
Now, how do they match up? That's kind of interesting part here as well. So Mariah's got a pretty strong deck. I mean, she is running.
Yeah, no, I think Mariah has the more powerful deck in terms of just trying to win the game. She's got Blood Barons, she's got Pagliocco, she's got just some of the bombs that people have been attacking and winning with in Standard for a while.
This is actually really interesting to me because,
I mean, Matt does have the Sphinx's Revelation, but it's not like he's got a bunch of cheap ways to trade one for one with his opponent. He's got it because it says Sphinx.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'm coming back on that one a little bit.
I mean, it's not.
Look, I think if you draw a bunch of bad cards with it, then you should be off the hook.
He's going to draw a lot of expensive, mediocre cards.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, we'll see. I haven't.
Now, but that's interesting to me because he's really all in on this whole Chimera Sphinx relationship thing, and if the judges don't get it, he will be in no man's land. He will have built a medium to bad deck with not a big home run flavor either. That is not where you want to be in the Iroonroot Challenge.
So how does it play to the judges if you put a judge in your deck? You're like Isperia, the supreme judge. It's like, this one's for you guys.
Interesting. They like that authority. Like that could be a thing.
They get included in the action.
Yeah. Voice of Resurgence here.
The Voice of Resurgence doing a lot of work in this format.
This is not a great situation here for Matt. He's playing a Riptide Chimera with just as a temporary blocker. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Like it'll hold off the voice, but he's essentially just giving away a whole turn worth of mana. So Mariah, she's got some interesting choices here. She doesn't have. Oh, she does have an untapped mana source. In fact, 2 of them if she wants. So Athreos. Hello. Athreos Go seems like a pretty sweet turn here for Mariah.
Sure.
I mean, she's already up to 4 devotion, and she knows that her opponent is just going to have to basically take that turn off.
3 devotion.
3 devotion, sorry.
The green pip doesn't count.
BDM all over it. He has a running devotion count of everything that he sees. Like, all right, maybe Planeswalker time here. That wouldn't be too bad. You could play Jace and bounce the Voice of Resurgence to kind of, leave your opponent with not much. An Aetherios on its own doesn't really do much. And you've got a Planeswalker. Could live with that board state. Could also just plus Jace. Living Jace with 6. No, I'm going to minus it. I like that. This seems pretty good. What does Mariah want to do here? Interesting. She's going to play the tap land, basically compelling her to either play one of 2 choices. You don't see this very often, but she can go Satyr Piper or Voice of Resurgence. And somehow she decided that Voice of Resurgence was going to be the better call this time. Oh, no. Don't do it, Matt. No, yeah, he did it. Riptide Chimera again. Now, the question is, does he want to use his Voyage's End right now? He decided not to. Makes sense. He forgot to use his Jace the Living Guild pack, though, I think. So that's a little awkward. But he is in a stable board state now, so that's good news for Matt. Mariah follows it up with Reaper of the Wilds.
So while these guys are just going to share something with you, that we want to check in on Paul Cheon and Mike Turian at some point after this is over. The whims of fates have blown through a match again.
So Mariah decided to attack here, triggering a whole bunch of things, but she's basically just tossed away the Voice of Resurgence.
Well, or she's either getting 3 life out of it or getting it back thanks to Aetherius.
Right, so she's either going to get the three damage, basically, although it importantly here is not damage. So Jace is going to live through this either way. But she also gets a scry, so I think she decided that she'd rather cash in the 2/2 Voice for a 2/2 token, but get a scry, and then the 3 life as well to drop him down to 17. Interesting play. The token, of course, is not going to help out with the devotion, so that'll be missed. So Mariah just needs to click on the trigger there to put it on the stack because she's got 2, so she has to order them. There we go. So scry first. So if you're Matt, you got to be pretty happy. I mean, he forgot to use Jace last turn. He probably has realized it by now and is kicking himself for it. But he got that Voice of Resurgence out of the way, which is a pretty pesky card when you're holding 2 instants that are much better on your opponent's turn than yours. And he can use the Voyage's End to take out the token if he wants.
It's true.
Also, Mariah has not played a land this turn yet. And there it is. But, ooh, it's a Godless Shrine. Hope the judges don't see that one. But she can use the Voyage's End to bounce the Reaper here if she'd like as well, while
he can bounce her Reaper.
Excuse me, he can bounce her Reaper while she's tapped out. And he does. Now, unfortunately, again, for him, he's got to pick up that Riptide Chimera. It's getting really awkward that he ran those and apparently doesn't have any enchantments. Does he have any? All right, first things first. Going to use Jace this turn. I like that start.
Now, from a flavor judge point of view, you have Riptide Chimera in your deck, but it can't actually stay in play. You have no enchantments. Doesn't that taste bad? Like, let's assume that they get the whole Chimera Sphinx flavor.
I think that boldness, you gain at least 1 point off of that. Like,
that's
bold. Like, a card you can't even keep in play just for flavor. Like, that's commitment.
I feel like the truly elegant brew would also play well. Would also like make sense when it's in play.
That would be ideal, yeah. But you take what you can get. So this is a little lame for him. He could play Asperia, but he doesn't have the second white mana source here.
Jeez.
So he's decided to just throw down the Riptide Chimera and just use it as a temporary blocker again against Jace. Now, would you just play the other one too? Like, is there a downside to that?
I mean, there's some value in having mana untapped. You might just representing the ability to, cast a counterspell or something.
Okay. Well, he found an enchantment. Combo off here.
Perplexing Chimera.
Pick it up, yeah.
That's what you do with that card.
Yeah.
And he won his match. I'm looking at this deck, I'm like, how does this deck ever win anything, ever?
Sphinx's Revelation. Even when you're drawing junkers, you can still get there. All right, both of them are in play now. They're both not going to be in play on the other side of the coin, but hey, he can now double block though the Reaper and just trade them off. I'm sure he's just sick of having them.
That'd be fine.
And Mariah would have to play 2 creatures pre-combat in order to get the elemental big enough to kill Jace, but she can actually do it. She can go Yisan Piper and then pump up that elemental. Yeah, maybe send them both at Jace. Although if she does that, will she have the mana to give Death Touch to the Reaper?
No, that's a good point.
Decisions. So does she just bash with the element? Oh, she does. She does. She had not played a land yet, so Overgrown Tomb untapped is going to give her that ability. Very nice. Yeah, I think you just send them both at Jace.
Sounds right.
Collect your 2 for 1, and you get some scries too.
They are, in fact, both aimed at Jace. And now, if I'm Matt, I think I do double block the Reaper.
I think so too. That thing is such a pain to deal with.
And your Chimeras aren't all that good.
No, I actually just want an excuse to not be forced to play these stupid Chimeras every turn. Like, did the judges note this? All right, I can cash these in for something. Plus, you know, in the card economy fight here, he's got the Sphinx's Revelation and 6 lands, so...
Now, she should give Death Touch and kill both of them, though,
yeah,
and she does.
For sure. I want to see if that Satyr Piper does something this game.
Target creature must be blocked if able.
Yeah, and it
for
costs
the
like
low price of 4 mana.
4
I mean, it's
like
a 3 mana 2/1. You gotta.
If you're protecting a
can't give that guy a
Planeswalker,
good
it can
ability.
work, you know? Yeah.
These green mana pips are not really making Ethereos happy.
No. But
The
when
devotion is currently 2. She's got 3 creatures in play, none of which are helping out Aetherios. Oh, second white mana.
Vesperia it is. I like this. This is really turning out well here for Matt. Ooh, and it's not looking great here for Mariah. She's unfortunately done 3 of her 4 copies of Yisan.
Yeah.
A lot of times when you play a legendary creature like Yisan, you'll limit it to 2 or 3 copies anyway, just to prevent this type of thing. But one of the rules was that you had to play a 4 of if it was your main ingredient or one of your ingredients, and that's the case here for Mariah. So Yisan flooded. Now,
you know
does
what?
she have enough
She
mana to
play a
the
creature,
ogre?
make the elemental into a must be blocked, attack and trade with Vesperia.
But she can't do both, because if she plays a creature, she
she
loses
can't.
a creature, and the Slumlord costs 5.
Oh, the Slumlord costs 5.
Yeah.
She's 1 mana short.
She is. Or it's like
2 mana short.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, if she could play either of the Isans, she'd be fine. Yeah, trading that elemental. You can get something with
She can get
Yisan.
something with Yisan.
Oh, yeah, that totally works. 3 mana tap, get anything. Yeah, this totally works.
Totally.
And now she can use the Satyr Piper with its broken ability and totally trade that elemental token for Vesperia.
Although, Matt does get to draw a card here,
It's
right?
Asphodel Wanderer, too.
Oh, no!
This is the best Asphodel Wanderer and Satyr Piper have ever looked in the history of Magic.
This is the super sequence. Mariah has waited till the later stages of the format, but she has broken it.
And the Piper gets in an
And
attack.
correct. Oh, but
I don't know
that's
if
a
it's worth
card.
giving him a card,
Yeah, I kind of like the aggression, though. Just take him down to 12. This is awesome.
That's great.
And he didn't draw anything. Well, I guess he drew an island, which is pretty good, and then another stupid rip back. Just to rub
Can
in.
he actually start playing Perplexing every turn? 6, he's got 8 mana.
Yeah,
He can play Perplexing
it.
or he can Sphinx's Revelation for 5. All right, if he revs for 5, I'm out. If
He's revving for 5.
Oh, if he played 2 Chimeras, I was in.
Come on, that would lock up his mana indefinitely. Like, he never gets to rev at that point. Oh, this is too good. Who invented this nonsense?
I don't know.
So funny.
It's still game 1 also, right?
Yeah. You can see the standings down there on the lower left side of your screen. Community team currently up a couple of matches. But by the end of the day today, which is this match, or this round, next round, and then the judging, that number is going to change a lot. There's a lot of points to be gained here as we wind down the day.
Community Cup continues to win more. They've got 3 game 1s on their side of the ledger already.
Here it is. Who is that? Just a little taste of what's going on the side match. Worth Wolpert is currently sitting at 109 life.
Nice.
And still has a loyalty on his Johnny Mentor of
And
Heroes.
has loyalty on it.
What? A Johnny Mentor of Heroes?
Yeah.
There might be a Vorl of the Hull Clade involved in all of this.
They don't call it an ultimate for nothing.
Wow.
In the meantime, Sphinx's Revelation does exactly what it's supposed to do. Draw more Sphinx's Revelation. And here's a Master of Predicaments for Matt Gregory. Rashad, are those photographs of them? They have not moved. Oh, he did blink. It's just a GIF. Mariah's in battle mode. That's her normal stance when she's battling, though. Well, unless she's shuffling cards, but I played against her in a couple of side drafts, and she's all business when she's playing.
What else has the Wanderer found for us? A scavenging ooze. Exciting.
Oh, that's nice. That could get big enough to
It's gonna get pretty big here.
yeah, kind of take over. Got that Asphodel Wanderer
Still
down
doesn't
there.
help Aetherios.
Nope.
The Asphodel Wanderer helped a little bit, at
Yeah.
least. She's like base green splash Aetherios. Is that what's going on here?
Pretty much.
I mean, she's a Yisan deck also, to be
Yes.
fair.
Yeah, she had to juggle 2 different ingredients here, and that is, a lot of the 1 ingredient decks look like they had a tough time figuring it out. 2 is, I'm not envious of having to do 2 different ingredients. All right, so that scavenging news is now up to 5-5 and counting, and here's the Ogre Slumlord. This is going to get interesting. Like,
I have a confession to make.
what's up?
I have no idea what Ogre Slumlord does.
That card's
Not a
good.
clue.
Yeah, VDM knows what it does. He has it in one of his commander decks.
Okay.
You make Death Touch rats.
Whenever a
when
non-token
stuff dies.
creature you control dies,
You get a rat.
you get a rat.
And
And,
rats
then as long as
control
he's in
Death
play,
Touch.
rats have Death Touch.
Yes. It's actually quite good. It's a little overcosted for standard, but you can get some value for sure.
And it's in here for the Pied Piper flavor?
Don't know. But it's got 2 black mana symbols.
That
So,
part's good.
Yeah, Aetherios is creeping. So if you were to play a Yisan and pick the new and just let it die, does that trigger the Slumlord? Can she cash in Yisans in this situation for rats?
Sure.
That's kind of cool.
She loses all the counters on the Yisan, though.
Well, but she can just sack the new one, right?
Oh, yeah.
3
She
mana
can.
for a Death Touch rat. I'm in.
Okay, they'll put it in the sheet, right?
And the battles. Here comes Mariah. Bang, bang, bang. Asphodel Wanderer just unabashedly getting into the red zone with no regeneration mana up. And look at that! He got in!
Nice.
It's a hero!
Worst case scenario, he turned into a rat, right?
Yeah, you turn him into a rat and Aetherios triggers, so it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay,
She'd be doing
rats.
well in this game if it wasn't for that stupid Sphinx's Revelation card.
And the 2 that followed it here.
Yeah, I'm out. I was defending it for a while.
Yeah.
It is just raw power.
Now he's got lands and Sphinx's Revelation, so we're going to be here for a while. Look at him put his hand on his head like,
What should I do?
I mean, he is actually in an interesting spot here because the Chimera doesn't do a whole lot. And the Rev, I mean, it'll draw him a bunch of cards, but I don't think he's got the normal answers we'd associate with
Right.
Sphinx's Revelation, so drawing more random Sphinxes isn't actually going to get him out of this. Like, he's in trouble here. She now has 3 redundant legendary creatures in her hand. Oh, I'm cashing those in for rats. At least the first Yisan. Like, ka-ching. Now, interestingly, her Yisan that's on the battlefield, though, is at 2.
Yep.
So she's now getting into really nice territory where she can start digging up 3-drops. And if she can find a 3-drop that has 2 white or black mana symbols, Aetherios is up. He's active. He's live, ready to fight.
A fine point.
Let's see if she's got it. She's searching right now. BDM, how many digits is Worth's life total at right now?
It is still at 3 digits.
3 digits, all right.
There are 13 counters on a Prime Speaker Zagana.
Prime Speaker Zagana has
There
13 counters.
16 counters on an Isan the Wandering Bard and 8 verse counters on the Isan the Wandering Bard.
Okay. Okay.
Chronicler of Heroes is a 6/6, you know, because...
Wow.
Just your normal Iroonroot Chef Challenge game.
Yeah, and everything is fighting with a bunch of pack rats due to Setessan tactics.
Oh, jeez.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we're gonna watch this game.
Okay, you'll watch it. I'll just let that one develop then.
She fetched up Varol's.
Oh. Which is half of the needed devotion. Yep, can't quite get there, but some nice attacks available here. And in comes the squad. How big is that Slumlord? 6'6", 5'5", something like that?
5/5.
Jeez. Wow. So Mariah just putting it to Matt Gregory here. Just attack with everything all the time.
Does the Acid of Wanderer's regeneration ability kick in here? You just let it die and turn itself into a rat.
I think you just, I think a Death Touch Rat is better, and a trigger from Aetherios is better. Nope.
Got to use all the abilities.
Well, so the one argument though is that it is a devotion pip, so it puts a lot more live draws for Mariah. Though I got to figure that Isan can find a 4-drop with at least 1 black or white mana symbol.
Well, it would need 2 if you let the Wanderer die.
Right. All right. How do you feel about this card? Bing.
This is main phase.
That was actually end step, so it
end
was
step
only
draw
for
2.
2.
Got
Yeah.
it. That makes sense.
And yeah, draws another Riptide Chimera and a Jace. Oh man.
Is she gonna win this through these
I
rounds?
think easily.
This is game 1.
Oh, she didn't play the Farika first. Boo.
Well, she can fetch. Turn on it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, doesn't matter. Good enough.
Wow, so Mariah
Up
just
again.
kind of kept playing creatures over and over and over and over.
Yeah. Play creatures attack. Play creatures attack. It's a long game. She's actually she's up about half her clock for the match. Shouldn't be an issue for getting game 2 done, but if it goes to 3, it might become an issue. Crazy. Community Cup keeps winning.
The community team?
Community team, sorry. See 2 W's on the board for them already, out of 2 matches finished.
So they had a little bit of a rough start today. Got kind of pummeled
That
in the
was
first
a long
round.
time ago.
Yeah, and then they kind of made a comeback and almost evened it up. They were down a couple of matches.
Yeah, they are
and they have not looked
crushing,
back. Yeah.
crushing the Iroonroot Chef games, which it seems like there's probably an inverse correlation between winning and flavor.
I think so. I would be worried.
The judge session is going to be big times.
Ah, it's an Eric Lauer.
Yeah, and an Adam Prozai.
Yeah.
And a Ben Hayes.
Lots of R&D members wandering through as they finish up their workday.
All right, so we should see Matt Gregory on the play, hopefully with a spicy sideboard plan here. It looks more like a mulligan to 6 and a sketchy keep. So, not plan A for Matt here.
Delicious.
Yes. Yummy keep there. Now, what about Mariah's hand? How does her hand look? Wow, it looks
Better?
nice.
Yeah.
She's got Cartel Aristocrat or Voice, and she can go right into Aetherios. This is pretty good, and I think she's got, yeah, she has the mana for turn 4 Pagliocco too.
Jeez.
And all Sphinxes, Chimeras, and Jace for Matt Gregory. Yeah, do it. Oh, she's going to develop her board. It makes more sense, but I like just going like 2, 3, 4, 5 actually too if she draws a land.
If she could turn on Aetherios, that'd be one thing.
Yeah, she can't. So I think
either Aristocrat or Scavenging Ooze is better here.
yeah, got to be Aristocrat.
This should be a quick one. Like
BDM, you got something lined up over there? Because this is not going to take very long.
Yeah, no, and this is going for a while. Let me see if I can find another one because.
Did you want to say you wanted to go back and look at more Whims of Fate actions from Turian's match?
Oh, I do want to go look at that. That was really good. Let me see if they're done yet.
Cue that up.
Turn 4 Pagliocco from Mariah, and
still can't cast
that
anything.
ought to do her. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And she can go Aetherios plus Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, this will be over in just a turn here. We'll make sure Matt doesn't pull a miracle here.
Can't imagine what this card would be.
But there does not exist.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
All right. He did draw one of the best cards in the history of Magic, but it's not going to get the job done here.
Island's a good one.
Yeah.
Where would that island art rank in the all-time island pantheon?
It's really low. I mean, it's not bad. The artwork looks sweet, but
yeah.
islands have been around for 21 years. Like, you got a lot of competition. That artwork does look cool, though. It also doesn't look much like an island.
Like some sort of water feature.
Water. And Mariah decided that she was going to attack her opponent, and that's going to do it. Mariah wins 2 games to 0 here on our feature match. What do you got over there in the red zone, BD?
I have a match here with Paul Cheon and Mike Turian.
Nice. Turian, the only 4-0 player.
I believe that is the rematch here. And we can we're
Cheon
ready to
3-1.
go.
Mariah. I forgot your name.
Hold up.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it ready, and we can.
You can step us through with the middle button.
We see these guys taking off Satyr Wayfinder for Paul Cheon. And so Paul, just so you know,
Swing and a miss.
and Paul Cheon, so you know, was playing Isan. That was his theme, and Mike Turian, of course, had the Whims of the Fates. And here we go, you know, Fate Unraveler. You know, both players sort of coming out here.
Somehow Paul has all the permanents, and he's the one down to 12.
Yeah. Oh, there's the Prophet of Crufix. You know, keep searching stuff up with Isan. You know, very flavorfully using its ability.
And Mariah used it much more flavorfully when she got a Wanderer.
So silence the believers.
Oh no!
Oh no! Mike Turian, the winds blow and all of his lands go off the patio into the pool.
And so Paul's playing it safe. Crazy.
And he loses a bunch there too, right?
He did, but yeah, he played it.
But he played it safe, and any one pile wouldn't cripple his game plan, basically. And Turian just tries to get there every single time.
One for 2.
Yeah.
500 will keep you batting in the majors.
Oh man.
Hilarious. Sometimes the whims of fate reward you. Sometimes the winds of fate Armageddon you.
God, after seeing that card resolve twice, now the name rings very flavorfully. It's just...
Yeah, just by playing it, you're guaranteed to get some flavor points.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
well, let's see what happens.
So that was game 1? Or
Yeah,
game
that
2?
was game 1. Paul Cheon, let's see what happens in game 2. I have not watched this game yet.
So we can hope for more whims of fate, but we
Yeah.
no you're not making us any promises.
Correct. So there you see both players open on tap lands. Is that Mike Turian playing the Fate Foretold on the Keyora?
His opponent's Keyora follower?
Yeah.
You do what you got to do.
In this case, it's a lot of nothing. It's just cantrips a lot.
he has plans to kill that eventually, huh?
I really like Turian's deck.
Yeah.
I like the Prophets and the Fate. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
It actually seems to both play better and have better flavor now that we see it in action.
Yeah.
It was harder to see this when he was drawing it up, but it plays together better than it should. Like, he's found the way to mix those ingredients and make it worse.
I mean,
exactly.
he is playing all of the
All right,
Fated
here we
cycle.
go. Whims of Fate.
Okay.
So Turian runs good,
And
loses nothing.
Turian ran good. Well, Turian
He's
got to
also
keep his
still
stuff.
very
That was
dead.
not the plan.
Yes.
The plan there was for Paul to get greedy and then get punished.
Right, and
Cheon
Paul's
did not get greedy.
Way too good for that.
Yeah, exactly.
so he put his voice in one pile,
Sure.
and then ends up with
And
The
lost
elemental.
it.
he ends up upgrading.
He lost the pile with the voice, but got upgraded. There you go. So Paul Cheon wins. Paul Cheon is now 4-1 on the day so far, as is Mike Turian. And the community team keeps winning. I mean, I hope they don't get punished for this in the judging round, but they are doing a lot of winning.
I feel like that's going to be inevitable. I have another game for us to. Oh, they're still in game 2. So
I have
can't
one
go there.
queued up here if we want. I have
Okay.
Hélène Bourgeot versus Sean Plott, a.k.a. Day 9. Hélène getting a little low on the old clock here.
That seems to be a theme for
And
her.
I have no idea. What is it? She has...
Dave Humphries is the one standing over her shoulder. That can't be good for
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
fast.
Well, I can
So-
explain it honestly.
She's got Yoked Ox, Blood Scrivener, and Scholar of Athreos. Like,
Of course she does.
she's facing down a couple of heroes here with Hero of Eros and Chronicler of Heroes as well.
This is game 3.
This is a rematch for these two. They fought in the Vintage Masters rounds.
Right.
Yeah, so community...
Yeah, in finished matches, community team is 3-0.
I actually have it as 4-0.
Pardon me while I hit my
I do as
refresh
well,
button.
yes.
Oh, okay. Frank
Yeah.
Lepore just finished off Tom Lapilli.
Yeah, 4 for 4.
That moves Frank to 4-1, by the way. For whatever that's worth.
I think his best hope is to 1-4 flavor.
Yeah. Take 10 points and call it good.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some strategy to it. You know, if they...
Yeah, nobody's decks look as ridiculous as Reed's in terms of...
Right.
I mean, Frank's is probably the worst.
Frank is certainly pleading his case, too.
Right.
You know, he's taken to social media. He's...
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's going to get
Do you
too
think the
far with
wizard reads Twitter? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
that. He's unfollowable.
Do they have Twitter on whatever plane he's from?
Absolutely.
Clearly.
But you can't follow him.
Got it.
Why is Karametra being triggered here? How did that happen? It's happening. Temple Gardens are hitting the battlefield. Pretty impressive board state for Cheon here. Hero, Chronicler, Karametra, Brimaz, Yisan, and Karametra has now shown up to fight as well. Interesting. This looks like a pretty good beatdown here for Cheon. He might just represent the 5th match win for the community team this round. And he's got a really heavy hero theme going. You see Yisan, and that might make you think that that was his ingredient, but it's actually not. This is a Hero's Podium deck, which is why you see a lot of cards that have Hero on it or are legendary.
Legendary, yes. Karametra is a legendary permanent.
Yeah, like everything on the battlefield is either says Hero in the title or is a legend. So he, you know, maybe not the most creative, but he's committed to it at least. And Yokdox gets a little value there. Prevent 6 damage. Though interestingly, I wonder if you just want to take the 6 here, Randy. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. You're 2 pips away from getting Athreos live, which can sit there and tussle with Karametra all day long. This puts you a little bit further away from that. You got to figure on 20. Sean's just like, sure, take 3.
While Worth Wolpert, meanwhile, is using a Bow of Nylea to try to stay ahead of an Obsidian. It's a weird match.
Break even-ish.
They break even-ish.
Block.
I mean, he's got a Pagliocco. He's trying to attack, but Worth also is up a game, but down on clock.
Way down on clock, yeah.
Way down on clock, and he just lost that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott finished off the win there.
So that was Scott winning that game.
That was game
via
2.
Worth conceding so that he could at least have a shot.
Yeah, Worth decided he wanted 3 minutes for game 3.
Mogus's Marauder. I like that.
It certainly gives you passage.
It does. Yeah, I like it. That's sweet.
It's going to turn on Blood Scrivener next turn. It's kind of nice.
How is that going to work? Blood Scrivener's the one where...
Oh, it's Blood Scrivener. I'm sorry. That's not... Yeah. Painseer.
Painseer, yeah. They're distant cousins. So
yeah.
They get mistaken for each other all the time.
Uh-oh. Okay, good. I was worried that Helen was...
Gonna jam with the Scholar. And just get it eaten by Brimaz. Well, we've got Cheon Plott down to 13 if you're sitting in that Lambergeau's seat. But she's facing down a pretty formidable force here. 16 power on the battlefield right now. Oh, and let's add Nylea, God of the Hunt, to the mix. Another legend. So we're still on all legends or heroes. I'm really curious what the judges make of this. You know, it's like not really going that deep, but
it's not. You're not going to give it a 5, but it's. I think it's solid.
But it's solid, right? Like
3, 4, maybe.
Yeah. I admire the commitment. Also, this is one of the 2 ingredient. Or no, he's actually just on Hero's Podium. So, Nylea gives all your creatures trample.
Yes, it does.
Which is going to make blocking the Karametra a little bit more troublesome. Probably just want to throw it in front of the Chronicler or Brimaz or something.
The game 3 between Worth and Scott MacCallum feels like a standard game right now. It's Mystic and Caryatid on one side, 2 Pack Rats on the other.
Hope a judge doesn't walk by.
Well, Cetessan Tactics, though, Worth was able to take out both Pack Rats with Cetessan Tactics.
The Mystic and the Caryatid just fought?
2 Pack Rats took him down.
Wow. Now, he had to trade off an elf, right?
Yeah.
Still.
Easy
trade.
Exactly.
And a 1/1 Trample Cat Soldier. Thank you very much. Another hero. Hero of Lena Tower.
Scott MacCallum has Obsidian again. Worth seems like he's losing on board and losing on time.
Wow, after what was apparently a pretty epic game one,
Yeah.
it looks like Worth
Game
might
one-
not be
game
able
one
to
took
finish the
forever.
match off.
I'm sure somewhere out there on the internet, people are enjoying the irony. Community Cup. Has Wizards won a match yet this round?
Negative.
4 for the community and 4 in progress.
This is weird. Because I do feel like the community, if they win all their matches, it feels like their decks probably aren't as flavorful. But when we talked to Cheon, he
they're
said
sort of
they're going to
flavorful.
do it.
They're flavorful enough.
Yeah, that is the question. Like maybe they hit a
You know,
nice
Yeah,
middle
if
bound.
they're flavorful enough to get like
2 to 3
Three-
per
three,
judge.
four?
to get
And
to get 2
Erin
points,
Campbell
to get 2 points per judge, then that's that's
And I'm
that's
not
your
even
5
sure they're
points.
twos. Like
Yeah, I don't think so either. Aaron's is I think
Aaron's
the
might
most-
be the best deck we've seen.
I think it's
like
the
her and
most
Ryan
flavorful.
Spain are the 2 best ones I've seen so
I think
far.
so too.
And I think I like Aaron's better. So I mean, they're gonna do. I don't think they're gonna get blown out on the judges' scoring. It's not like they just decided to play to win. They played to be flavorful, but they weren't willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of flavor.
That's interesting. So the question becomes then, how much do the judges dock you for putting in good cards?
I don't think. Well, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, do
Yes.
they look at that and do they
The
say
Sphinx's Revelation
Yeah,
here.
like why is that here?
Well, like
you
Matt
know?
Gregory has a Sphinx's
Sure.
Revelation in his deck.
Sure, and it fit the theme he chose.
Sure.
So yeah, interesting.
The thing that I don't think the judges should dock them for, though, is winning. Like, for me, the fact that the ingredients actually work well together gives you bonus points.
I agree.
I mean, if you're winning with flavorful cards, that's better than merely showing up with flavorful cards, in my book.
100%. Yeah, I think ideally they just wouldn't look at the results, but I've seen them around, so I think that
It'd be hard for them to ignore them.
Right. Though, like, if Cheon went 3-0 with that crazy, it does kind of like, you got to give it to him. That's great,
All right. Scott MacCallum has finished off Worth Wolpert, so hang another one up on the board for the community.
All right. Well,
Sean
Sean
Plott
Plott is about to finish off Hélène
Indeed.
Bourgeot as well, so it looks like we're going to have that would be 6 of the 8
Yeah,
already.
with 2 in progress.
Wow.
I can bring you to
Yes, Sean Plott does win. He also wins the match. We've got 2 outstanding. It looks like people are hovering behind Ryan Spain.
Yep. Also, Aaron are playing again.
Hey, I see superstar Judge James Turner over there too. Maybe he's feeling a little better. Had a rough morning, but was trying to rest and get set, and I think maybe he's back.
I have game 1 of that match between.
Oh, Scott and Worth. Is this worth watching?
Yeah, it really is. It really is
Let's
worth
do it.
watching.
Well, all right. What about the live matches, though? I'll keep an eye on those while you do that, BD.
All right, I got Aaron. You keep an eye on the other one.
Okay. That's Ryan versus Bjorn.
I'm just gonna jam ahead here on the turns.
Yeah. Sounds like there were a lot of them.
Just Worth's on top there.
Yeah.
Pagliocco is.
Yeah, he's also got the American cheese. Like, I like that cheese even works. It like works on multiple levels here.
Because it's cheesy.
Yes, absolutely. And 'cause it's an
Triad of
ingredient.
Fates from Scott MacCallum. This Test of Tactics looks
Wow.
fantastic.
Holy
Again.
smokes.
In Worth's deck. It's every time he's doing something with it. So Obsidian this game.
Tell me about the flavor behind Obsidian.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm wondering if the judges look at that. and
Why
I'm
does it
just
say
like,
572 counters on each
I
side
like
of the
it.
Wanderer Bard?
That's a nice bug.
don't think that one's correct. I think those are verse counters, though, not +1/+1.
I don't
no,
think-
they are +1/+1s. Yeah, if he's a 574.
Yeah, I bet that's a replay bug.
Yeah, because when you watched it before,
Yeah.
that wasn't on
No,
there.
that was not on there. So there's a Johnny Painter here.
Bringing him up to 582.
That's not accurate.
584, 585. is
So
what it is.
Vorl of the Hulk.
Oh, now there we go.
Jeez.
Well, now things are going to get very funny with the Isan then very soon because I don't know.
Now, Yisan is huge. Not as big as it shows, but the 3 counters went on Yisan.
Yeah, Yisan ends up being a 16 at some point.
Yeah, and just basically able to hold anything back. Is that the main deal? Oh, no. All right, one other update here. Wizards has taken their first match, finally, in this round. Ryan Spain.
It's Ryan Spain with the most flavorful deck we've seen on the
Yeah.
side.
Bjorn Andreasson. So, interesting.
So Voral Hullclade starts working on Pagliocco, and there you can see Najani, Mentor of Heroes.
I like the Chronicler of Heroes drawing a card there, by the way.
Yeah.
A little value. Here we go. Oh, boo. Elvish Mystic.
Aaron Forsyth.
Yeah,
and
but
Goblin
take a look at that.
Pilot in play.
Take a look at that life total now.
So he just
Nice.
ultimated a Johnny.
Yeah.
Very nice.
109 and still has a Johnny.
one verse counter on Isan. Setessan Oathsworn.
Oh, cute.
Worth falls to 107.
Yeah, Worth just makes everything big. Yeah, Prime Speak. Wait, look at
What? Draw 1,000. Whoops. Now, this, even though it looks bugged, like, it actually would have had him draw
13.
20
14
or
cards. No, 14 cards.
Okay.
Yeah, he drew 14 cards on that turn.
Then what happened? Because it looks like the replay might be a little off.
I think the 1,000 may have just crashed.
Well, no,
us.
look at his library.
Yeah.
The
But that's not what happened.
That is not what happened.
Okay, so,
The replay thinks Worth just decked himself.
yeah, revisionist history here.
Well, we're just going to have to give Flavor win to Scotty Mac there. He wins that one 3-0.
I think we have one match left going right now.
We do. I'll bring
It's,
it up for you here.
It's Aaron Forsyth, who has Goblin Test Pilot in play.
It's an
Got-
Aaron
got-
Mirror
yeah,
match.
Throwback. Aaron Forsyth has the throwback to last year's secret ingredient.
Right, so he's playing a Perplexing Chimera Whims of the Fate deck, and he seems to have gone with a meta theme of confusion.
Nice.
Just general.
Really?
Confusion and randomness.
Got it.
So
Maybe,
he's got
maybe you should be able to title your deck.
so he's got Goblin Kaboomist in there.
That's
know,
awesome.
He's got, there's your Fated Conflagration that you wanted to see so badly earlier.
Yeah, I wanted it, man.
This is pretty sure this is game 3.
It's 3. Yeah, Aaron won the first game.
Aaron is in
Aaron won
danger
the
of
second
running
game.
out of clock
And then
here.
Yeah,
the other
he
Aaron
is.
won the second game. Yeah, Aaron mirror match is tough for commentators. Although I noticed, BDM, you actually pronounce the two different.
Aaron and Aaron.
And you say Aaron. You kind
Aaron.
of, yeah, interesting. We don't. It's just the same word.
Yeah, it's because you're wrong.
Oh, interesting. Would you say that it's nearest or farthest?
I would say it is green mana producing land.
Wall of Essence. All right. I'm in. I love the spirit bonds here. Erin Campbell I think she really just hit a home run with this deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it might actually just be a good deck, too.
Yeah. I
That
agree
is
on both counts.
fantastic.
Spirit Bonds, I think, in general, is a pretty underrated card that I can't wait to see people play with throughout the next year in Standard.
Yeah. Does some really interesting stuff. Hard to interact with. Doesn't get swept away. Lets you rebuild your board really quickly.
I don't know how Forsyth wins this game in 50 seconds.
This does not
Executive
look good.
privilege.
Oh, TikTok 40. Start by activating Goblin Test Pilot. Targeting... Wait, what is happening here?
It targets at random.
He got a
Targets
token.
at
right?
random.
He hit the token, which he could pay 3 life to send back if he
Somehow figured out not to do that.
figured it out, yes.
No quit and Aaron here.
Maybe that's what it takes to get Aaron Forsyth to concede. No, that's not it.
This game looks really good for Aaron Campbell anyway, even if it wasn't for the clock.
Yes, it does.
Even if it wasn't for the Elspeth.
Yeah, even if it wasn't for Aaron's clock and it wasn't for the Elspeth, I'd still like Erin Campbell's side of this.
Agree. Aaron is committed to the Goblin test pilot plan. This time it hit him. Perhaps foreshadowing his fate here. Maybe this is a cyclonic rift or something.
2-1. We'll never know. We'll never know.
And we'll never know. Erin Campbell wins, so Ryan Spain is the lone victor for the Wizards team.
7-1'd them.
Wow. What a thumping.
Jeez.
This is getting ugly. Like, it started off with the Wizards slightly ahead, and I thought, oh, we might have a real rumble on our hands.
Yeah,
here
it's a good
year.
Wizards team this year.
Yes, it is, but it is slipping away quickly. You can see
gleeful
Erin very
Erin.
excited. She runs out. And look at Erin Forsyth. That is not glee.
Yeah. That is the look of a man who just willfully played with a Goblin test pilot in a standard match.
Now he's checking to see how many people are making fun of him on Twitter for playing with Goblin test pilot.
Pretty much. Yeah, the WotC team really needs to hope that they understood the judges better than the community did. Because
They
the
really
community
do.
team, all the community team needs to do is pick up like half of those points, and they're
Yes.
fine overnight.
That's right. Yeah, totally. So we have one more round of Iroonroot Chef Challenge for you to go before we do get to that judging. And I'm really looking forward to the judging segment. I can't lie. Like,
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to spark a lot of conversation. I think our judges are all opinionated and are really going to kind of hold them to it. We're going to line up a little.
But we got one
interview
more
for
round
you
first.
here. Oh, I mean, an interview here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one more round of actual matches before we get to that point.
Oh, it looks like we get Cheon Plott, day 9.
He is high energy.
He's
that
a riot.
one. Yes. All right, so it looks like Nate Price is sitting with Cheon Plott right now down in the feature area. Let's send it down.
Hello everybody and welcome back again to the Magic Online Community Cup. I am Nate Price and I'm sitting here with the man, the myth, the legend, the hero, Day 9. How you doing, Cheon?
Oh, I'm doing very well. I like how you brought in the theme to my deck, which is heroes and legends.
Now, heroes have a lot to overcome, and there can be a lot of things you have had to overcome in the first 2 rounds you played so far. How have you dealt with being as heroic a man as yourself?
Well, I misclick mulligan, which is okay because heroes like to endure hardship. And you know, this whole theme came about because I have the oh my God, I'm blanking out on the.
We don't get to have outtakes like in Spellslingers, so you're going to have to come up with it.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. No, I do this live because I've been calling it the hero's lectern the entire time. Hero's podium. There we go. Gus. And I knew it wasn't the hero's lectern because that's not very flavorful. Yeah, because that's like what you'd have at a university or something, not in, you know, the sort of theme of heroes and gods and stuff. But so it's the hero's podium, but it gives +1/+1 to legendary creatures, which seemed weird, right? Because we got like 3 heroes around a podium, but it's only helping out the legends. And that's when I realized what sort of deck we needed to make. It's where the heroes come before the legends. They buy the time. They precede the legends, and the legends come and clean stuff up. So we got one of each legend running in the deck, and then some pretty bad cards, like Heroes Reunion, which is what is happening in the deck. And, you know, every opponent I've played against thus far is always blown away at the +7 life gain out of the blue. They're not expecting that.
You have another very, very special hero-based card that serves the purpose of effectively acting as 2 copies of mulligans in your deck. What is it? Heroes, Triumph of Heroes, I think it's called.
That could be the case.
Yeah, you have that one green card that can only put counters on cards that already have counters, so it works with Pagliocco.
Yeah, it's like Solidarity of Heroes. So Solidarity of Heroes says you double the number of +1/+1 counters on your heroes. I don't have anything that adds +1/+1 counters other than a Johnny. But here's the thing. It's important that heroes have a sense of solidarity.
Solidarity. Cheon Plott, you, sir, have I ever told you that you're my hero? I would say the wind beneath my wings, but
Are you filling time?
I'm not filling time. So have you enjoyed actually your trip over here to Wizards? Because I know that you got to play in the Pro Tour in Dublin, right? That was the last time.
Dragon's Maze.
Okay, Dragon's Maze. That's all of my pro tours run together. How have you enjoyed your opportunity to get out here to the Wizards headquarters and visit with all of these wonderful individuals?
Well, as much as I really like playing online, I got into Magic because it's fun to just sit across the table from someone and to chat. And I mean, watching Pro Tour is a lot of fun, but the silliness and the ridiculousness, I like a lot that this captures. You know, the fact that even with the Vintage Draft that we did this morning, that everyone's running around and pointing to each other, and it's like chaos. I really, really like that a lot. So I enjoy the pure fun aspect of it.
Well, I appreciate.
We have to win. I want to win real bad. So that's why I'm really upset that Bjorn put a pithing needle in his deck.
What?
Okay, if we have flavor, he gets pithing needle, and he names the flavor card for the other guy, and it's like, you can't use it. It's literally an anti-flavor card. Okay, explain pithing needle, Bjorn.
Can't be done.
According to Worth, it can't be done. So. Yeah. Okay, so that's people are getting stabbed with things.
The fates were acupuncturists, of course.
That's what we're sticking with. So we'll leave you to make sure that you teach Bjorn a lesson about what flavor actually means, and after you go crush your opponent in the last round of this round.
That's true. The deck specifically has no sideboard because that is a rejection of the hero's journey. You have to embrace what you're given, which is what I gave you. Okay. Which is a lot of Heroes Reunions. We're main decking 3 of them.
We'll get out there and get them, you rascal. Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
Hey guys, welcome back to the booth here in Renton. Marcel Zegler with Randy Buehler, BDM in the red zone as well. One more match to go today. Randy, we've got one more of the Iroonroot Chef, and then the big judge section is going to come in at the end of the day. That's going to wrap us for the day and lead us into day 2, where 2 more exciting and really kind of crazy in some ways formats will be awaiting.
Yeah, we haven't talked a lot about tomorrow's formats, but we've got the 8 booster sealed, where the packs have been voted on by the community over the course of time. I think they're still voting on the last pack today, right?
Yes.
That format going to be bizarre and hilarious to watch, I'm sure.
Also 8 boosters.
8 boosters sealed, and companion events on Magic Online.
Yeah.
So people can just hop on Magic Online and jump into a queue. I mean, there's Phantom tournaments with the exact same 8 booster pack mix that you're going to be watching on the Community Cup. So
yeah, so that's going to be fun tomorrow.
3 of those tomorrow and then 2 Sunday.
Yeah, so those are going to be really cool. Let's take a look at our leaderboard, and whoa.
39 to 9? I mean, I've been watching them come in. I mean, I guess, intellectually, 6-2 and 7-1 is 13-3, but jeez.
Man, and they have opened up a nice gap there. 72 total points to 48 for the Wizards of the Coast team.
24-point lead, 8 matches.
So interesting. Like I said, after the first round, community team was down a little bit, and I thought we might have a real slugfest here, but the community team has really put it to. But
more points in the 2 rounds of Iroonroot Chef than in all 3 rounds of Vintage Masters Draft.
Yes. Wow, yeah, they're really thumping them. But this is, remember, the matches you see right there, Iroonroot Chef matches, Iroonroot Chef Judgment. And, it's everything counts
Judgment's
here.
Judgment's worth more than the matches.
Although the number is going to be higher, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's more points available, but, I mean, they could both
But
score.
it's only worth, 1 round, right?
Well, each judge
you could get 9 points. Oh,
there's
it is
3 judges
more. Yeah,
who
3
can
judges,
give you
right,
5 points each.
Right.
So
that
you can
number's
score
gonna be
15
huge.
versus a max 9. Yeah, I mean, whatever. The max is 15 times 8.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I was seeing on Twitter, by the way, Nate Holt was chipping in to make sure we know no one is punished for winning.
They're not punished for
winning.
winning.
They're not punished for winning. In fact, they're not. The results of the games, he basically said, aren't considered.
Okay.
Like, the judgment is done off the deck list.
Okay.
Here's the deck list. I'm sure, a little bit of lobbying, a little bit of, communication about what the intent was behind some of the choices. But, I mean, they're judged on the deck list. So the wins and the losses are not relevant to the judging round. I mean, certainly, that you can build a powerful deck but it's not clear that anyone did that.
No, not really. Like, the interesting thing for me is in the corner cases where it's like, let's say you built a pretty reasonably flavored deck, right? Where you're like, look, I did this. I included some pretty bad cards, in order to make it better.
But I also included some Sphinx's Revelations.
Yeah,
like that.
I just wonder if they're going to look at that and be like, come on, no, like that Obsidat, no, you don't get that Obsidat for free. That's going to cost you. Yeah. Or if they're just like, they just write that off. You know, like,
I
look, you
think-
had to make a deck. You put in a couple of good cards.
I think it costs them a small amount. Is
Okay.
my prediction.
Like
Well,
not
I
a
mean,
full
I have
point
no
or
idea how
two.
this actually works, but
No.
I mean, I feel like if you build mostly flavorful decks with a couple of bombs, then you're looking at getting 3 or 4 as your max score.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think you get a 1
Sure.
just because you happen to run a couple copies of Polukranos.
I'd be
Now, if you're like
spiteful, Judge.
Elvish Mystic into Caryatid into Polukranos with a nod toward flavor, that's when you get down to the 0 and 1 categories.
Sure. I don't know if we have any zeros out there.
You think Lepore is a 1?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I think so.
It's not nothing.
Like,
Like,
I think
he
to get a
it's
zero,
not
you need to
redo.
like copy and paste like a
A
GP
standard
winning
deck.
deck list.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, he may be, elf, Caryatid, but he's also green blue.
Uh-huh.
It's not like he took a normal standard deck
No.
and just
And
kind
just
of like
ported it or
hijacked
whatever.
it.
Yeah, no. He didn't reduke it.
Right.